Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Aleem at Knowledge with Aleem. I'm thrilled you're here because this is not just a channel. It's a journey into the world of learning, discovery, and growth. Here at Knowledge with Aleem, we believe that knowledge isn't just power. It's a path to a better world. Together, we'll explore fascinating topics, unlock new skills, dive deep into thought, provoking ideas, and much more. Whether it's history, science, personal development, or beyond, we've got something for everyone. My goal with this channel is not just to inform, but to inspire, to cultivate a community of lifelong learners who are as excited about understanding the world around us as I am. Whether you're here to pick up a new hobby, sharpen your mind, or simply satisfy your curiosity, you've come to the right place. Now, this journey is so much more rewarding when we embark on it together. So I would love for you to become a part of our learning community. How can you do that? It's simple. First, click on that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our weekly dose of knowledge. Second, if you find the content valuable, please like the videos and share them with your friends and family so they too can join us on this exciting journey. And last, but not least, I want to hear from you. Your thoughts, your questions, your insights. They matter. So drop a comment on the videos. Let's start a conversation. Let's learn together. I can't wait to start this journey with you. Remember, every great adventure begins with a single step. So let's step into the fascinating world of knowledge together. Welcome to Knowledge with Aleem Audiobook Summary. Here's a summary of Chapter 1, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In the opening chapter of Atomic Habits, James Clear introduces the concept of atomic habits and highlights their remarkable impact on personal growth and success. Clear explains that atomic habits are small, incremental changes that, over time, lead to significant improvements. He uses the metaphor of atomic particles, which are small but possess incredible energy and potential when combined. Clear emphasizes that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as a small amount of money invested consistently can lead to substantial wealth, small habits practiced consistently can lead to remarkable personal transformation. He contrasts the notion of radical change with the reality that lasting change often results from making tiny changes and allowing them to accumulate. The author introduces the idea of the plateau of latent potential, where the effects of small habits aren't immediately noticeable, but become apparent after a certain period of time. Clear explains that the key to breaking through this plateau is to remain patient and consistent in your efforts. Habits are like the ice that melts slowly, forming a deep river that shapes the landscape of your life. Clear outlines the 4 laws of behavior, change that form the foundation of the book. 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. 4. Make it satisfying. These laws provide a practical framework for understanding how habits work and how to effectively create and modify them. Clear also introduces the concept of the habit loop, consisting of a cue, craving, response, and reward. Understanding this loop helps to better grasp the mechanics of habit formation and modification. In conclusion, Chapter 1 sets the stage for the rest of the book by introducing the idea that small, consistent changes are the key to significant personal transformation. Clear encourages readers to shift their focus from seeking immediate and radical change to embracing the power of atomic habits and the compounding effects they offer. Certainly, Here's a summary of Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity, and vice versa. From Atomic Habits, by James Clear. In Chapter 2 of Atomic Habits, James Clear delves into the relationship between habits and identity, emphasizing how they are intertwined and influence each other. Clear argues that real change occurs when habits become an integral part of one's identity, as habits are a reflection of how individuals see themselves. Clear introduces the concept of the 3 layers of behavior change. 1. Outer layer, changing outcomes and results. 2. Middle layer, changing processes and habits. 3. Inner layer, changing identity. While many people focus on changing outcomes, such as losing weight or getting a promotion, Clear asserts that sustainable change begins with altering one's identity. He emphasizes that habits are a means to embody the identity one desires, rather than merely wanting to achieve a goal. Individuals should strive to become the type of person who naturally achieves those goals. Clear provides examples of how identity-based habits work. When a person adopts a new identity, they no longer need to rely on willpower to maintain their habits. They become the type of person who effortlessly engages in the desired behavior. Clear shares anecdotes from various fields, such as art and sports, to illustrate how identity-driven habits can lead to extraordinary achievements. To shift one's identity, Clear suggests starting with small actions that align with the desired identity. By consistently practicing these actions, individuals reinforce the connection between their behavior and their identity. This process leads to the internalization of new habits and beliefs. Clear also discusses the concept of the 2-step process of behavior change. 1. Decide the type of person you want to be. 2. Prove it to yourself with small wins. Clear concludes the chapter by emphasizing that habits do not just change actions, they reshape identity. By adopting habits that reflect the desired identity, individuals can transform their lives more effectively and sustainably. In summary, Chapter 2 underscores the profound connection between habits and identity. Clear contends that lasting change occurs when individuals cultivate habits that align with the identity they wish to embody. By understanding this relationship, individuals can harness the power of identity-driven habits to drive personal transformation. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 3 of Atomic Habits, James Clear introduces a practical framework consisting of 4 steps to build better habits effectively. These steps are designed to make habit formation more accessible and manageable for individuals seeking to create positive changes in their lives. 1. Cue. The first step is to establish a clear and obvious cue that triggers the desired habit. Cues serve as signals that prompt individuals to take action. Clear emphasizes the importance of making cues noticeable as they set the stage for the subsequent behavior. 2. Craving. Once a cue is established, it should lead to a craving for the habit. This step involves creating a sense of anticipation and desire for the habit. Clear suggests linking the habit to a reward that generates a positive feeling or outcome, which strengthens the connection between cue and craving. 3. Response. The response step involves taking action and performing the habit itself. Clear advises keeping the response simple and easy to execute, as this increases the likelihood of consistency. Starting with a small, manageable action makes it easier to build momentum. 4. Reward. The final step is to provide a satisfying reward immediately after completing the habit. Rewards reinforce the habit loop by associating positive feelings with the behavior. Clear recommends making rewards satisfying yet aligned with the overall goal, preventing the development of counterproductive habits. Clear emphasizes that these 4 steps can be applied to both positive and negative habits. By understanding the components of the habit loop and manipulating them deliberately, individuals can shape their behavior more effectively. Throughout the chapter, Clear provides various examples and anecdotes to illustrate the application of the 4-step framework. He also highlights the importance of repetition in solidifying habit formation, repeatedly following the cue. Craving. Response. Reward loop strengthens the neural pathways associated with the habit, making it more automatic over time. In conclusion, Chapter 3 provides a practical guide to building better habits by breaking down the process into 4 key steps. Clear's framework simplifies habit formation, making it accessible to anyone seeking to create positive changes in their lives. By understanding the dynamics of cues, cravings, responses, and rewards, individuals can establish effective and lasting habits that contribute to personal growth and success. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 4, The Man Who Didn't Look Right, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 4 of Atomic Habits, titled The Man Who Didn't Look Right, James Clear introduces the concept of identity based habits through the story of Charles Duhigg's encounter with a man named Eugene Pauly. Eugene's story serves as a powerful illustration of how identity can drive behavior and shape habits. Eugene Pauly was a man who, despite facing significant health challenges, managed to transform his life through a shift in his self-perception. Duhigg discovered that Eugene's decision to lose weight and become healthier was driven by his realization that he didn't look right in his current state. This perception ignited a desire within him to align his actions with the identity of a healthy person. Clear uses Eugene's story to emphasize that change doesn't happen solely through external forces or goals. Instead, it occurs when individuals alter their perception of themselves and embrace an identity that aligns with the desired outcome. This concept is central to the idea of identity-based habits, which involve making small choices that reinforce a chosen identity. The chapter explains that habits are not isolated actions, but rather reflections of one's identity. To change habits effectively, individuals should start by examining their beliefs about themselves. By focusing on who they wish to become, they can create a powerful driver for behavior change. Clear advises readers to identify the beliefs and values that align with the identity they want to adopt. This process involves answering questions such as, who is the type of person that could achieve my goals? And what would this person do in my situation? By internalizing these beliefs, individuals can establish a strong foundation for identity-based habits. In conclusion, Chapter 4 underscores the importance of identity-based habits in driving behavior change. The story of Eugene Pauly illustrates how embracing a new identity can lead to significant transformations. By recognizing the role of self-perception and habit formation, individuals can deliberately shape their behavior by aligning it with their desired identity, leading to more lasting and impactful change. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 5, The Best Way to Start a New Habit, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 5 of Atomic Habits, titled The Best Way to Start a New Habit, James Clear introduces a strategy known as the 2-minute rule. This rule provides a simple and effective approach to initiating new habits by breaking them down into small, manageable steps that take 2 minutes or less to complete. Clear argues that the key to creating lasting habits is to make them easy to start. Many people struggle with forming new habits because they attempt to tackle the entire habit all at once, which can be overwhelming and demotivating. The 2-minute rule addresses this issue by focusing on the initial action required to start a habit rather than the entire habit itself. The principle behind the 2-minute rule is to make the first step so easy that there's no room for excuses or resistance. Clear explains that habits are more likely to be established when they are performed consistently, even if in a very small way. Starting with a 2-minute action creates momentum and increases the likelihood of following through with the full habit. Clear provides several examples to illustrate the application of the 2-minute rule. For instance, someone who aims to read more books could start by reading just 1 page per day. Similarly, someone looking to exercise regularly could begin with a simple 2-minute workout routine. The goal is to make the habit's initiation effortless and to let the momentum carry them forward. The chapter also discusses the concept of habit stacking, which involves pairing a new habit with an existing one. By attaching the desired habit to an established routine, individuals can leverage their existing behaviors to build new habits. This strategy helps create a clear trigger for the new habit, making it more likely to become ingrained over time. In conclusion, Chapter 5 introduces the 2-minute rule as a powerful strategy for initiating new habits. By starting with small, manageable actions that take no more than 2 minutes, individuals can overcome resistance and establish the momentum necessary for habit formation, coupled with habit stacking. This approach makes it easier to build and sustain new habits, ultimately leading to lasting positive change. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 6, The Secret to Self-Control, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 6 of Atomic Habits, titled The Secret to Self-Control, James Clear explores the role of self-control in habit formation and explains how the environment plays a crucial role in shaping behavior. He introduces the concept of the proximal environment, which refers to the physical space in which individuals make daily choices. Clear argues that self-control is not solely a matter of willpower or discipline. Rather, it is about structuring the environment to make desired behaviors easier and undesirable behaviors more difficult. He presents evidence showing that people are more likely to exhibit self-control when the environment supports their intentions. The chapter introduces the term friction, which represents the level of difficulty associated with performing a particular action. Reducing friction involves making positive behaviors easier to perform by minimizing barriers. On the other hand, increasing friction makes undesirable behaviors more challenging. Clear suggests that altering the environment to align with desired habits is a more effective approach than relying solely on willpower. He presents various strategies for reducing friction, such as pre-commitment and designing physical spaces to encourage desired behaviors. By making positive actions convenient and automating decision-making, individuals can conserve self-control for more critical situations. Clear also emphasizes the impact of social norms on behavior. People tend to adopt behaviors that are common within their social circles. To harness this influence, Clear recommends surrounding oneself with individuals who exhibit the habits one wishes to adopt. Social support can enhance motivation and reinforce positive behaviors. The chapter discusses the concept of implementation intentions, which involves specifying when and where a desired behavior will take place. This strategy helps link a cue to a specific response and establishes a clear plan of action. Implementation intentions enhance the likelihood of habit execution by making the desired behavior more salient. In conclusion, Chapter 6 highlights the significance of the environment and self-control in habit formation. Clear emphasizes that creating an environment that reduces friction and aligns with desired behaviors is key to fostering self-control. By structuring the proximal environment to make positive actions easier, individuals can effectively shape their behavior and build habits that contribute to personal growth and success. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 7. How to make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 7 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible, James Clear explores the concept of creating an environment that naturally supports positive habits while deterring negative ones. He emphasizes that changing the physical surroundings and altering cues can have a profound impact on behavior. Clear introduces the idea of environmental design, which involves modifying the environment to facilitate desired habits and discourage unwanted behaviors. He highlights the power of context in influencing behavior and suggests that creating an environment that nudges individuals toward positive actions is an effective strategy for habit formation. The chapter delves into the concept of temptation bundling, where individuals pair a desirable activity with an activity they should do but find less enjoyable. This strategy helps make the latter activity more appealing. By linking a reward with a less desirable task, people can make it more enticing and increase the chances of engaging in the behavior. Clear introduces the law of least effort, which suggests that people are naturally inclined to choose the path of least resistance. To leverage this tendency for positive habits, he advises making desired behaviors more convenient and less effort-intensive. Conversely, for unwanted habits, increasing the effort required can serve as a deterrent. Clear presents the concept of habit stacking, where a new habit is linked to an existing one. This technique takes advantage of existing cues and routines to seamlessly integrate new habits. By associating a desired behavior with something that is already habitual behavior, the chapter also addresses the importance of making a public commitment to one's goals. Sharing intentions with others creates external accountability and social pressure, making it more likely that individuals will follow through with their desired habits. Public commitments increase the stakes and motivation to maintain consistency. In conclusion, Chapter 7 emphasizes the influence of environmental design on habit formation. By structuring the physical surroundings to make positive habits easier and negative habits harder, individuals can create a supportive environment for their goals. Clear strategies, such as temptation bundling, habit stacking, and utilizing the law of least effort, offer practical ways to make good habits more inevitable and bad habits less appealing. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 8, The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 8 of Atomic Habits, titled The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change, James Clear introduces the concept of the Goldilocks Rule as a crucial principle for effective habit formation. The Goldilocks Rule suggests that for a habit to be sustainable and satisfying, it needs to be challenging yet attainable, striking the right balance between difficulty and motivation. Clear explains that habits that are too easy to accomplish can lead to boredom and lack of progress, while those that are excessively challenging can lead to frustration and demotivation. The key is to set goals that are within the Goldilocks zone, where they push individuals slightly beyond their current capabilities, but remain achievable. Chapter delves into the concept of flow, a psychological state characterized by complete absorption in an activity. Flow occurs when a task aligns with an individual's skill level, resulting in a sense of immersion and intrinsic motivation. Clear argues that habits within the Goldilocks zone are more likely to induce a state of flow, enhancing enjoyment and consistency. Clear introduces the rate of perceived success, a measure that evaluates how often individuals succeed in their efforts. He suggests that maintaining a success rate of around 90 helps sustain motivation and build confidence. This approach involves setting goals that are challenging but allow for frequent victories. The chapter discusses the importance of making incremental improvements to avoid the plateau of latent potential. Clear asserts that setting goals slightly above one's current level, then consistently improving, can prevent stagnation and encourage growth. He highlights that small, consistent progress compounds over time and leads to significant improvement. Clear also emphasizes the value of tracking progress as a means of maintaining motivation and celebrating success. Regularly assessing one's improvement helps individuals stay engaged and inspired to continue their efforts. He suggests keeping a habit tracker to monitor consistency and visually observe the positive impact of small, consistent actions. In conclusion, Chapter 8 emphasizes the Goldilocks rule as a cardinal principle of behavior change. By setting goals that are challenging yet achievable, individuals can tap into the benefits of flow, maintain a high rate of perceived success, and avoid plateaus in their progress. Clear's insights underscore the importance of striking the right balance between challenge and attainability to foster sustainable habit formation and personal growth. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 9, How to Stick with Good Habits Every Day. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 9 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Stick with Good Habits Every Day, James Clear delves into the strategies and mindset required to maintain consistent progress in habit formation. He emphasizes that the key to success lies in building a system that supports daily actions, rather than relying solely on motivation or willpower. Clear introduces the concept of the plateau of latent potential, highlighting that many individuals experience a period of stagnant results after initial progress. To overcome this plateau, Clear emphasizes the importance of focusing on the process rather than fixating on immediate outcome. He argues that long-term success comes from a commitment to continuous improvement, even during periods of slow, visible progress. The chapter presents the idea of the Seinfeld strategy. Named after comedian Jerry Seinfeld, this strategy involves using a visual cue, such as a calendar, to track consistent daily progress. Clear recommends setting a goal to maintain a streak of not breaking the chain of a habit, emphasizing the power of consistency in habit formation. Clear introduces the concept of commitment devices, which are strategies that individuals use to lock in future behavior. By making commitments that reduce the options for deviating from the desired path, individuals increase their chances of maintaining consistency. Commitment devices provide a means of overcoming short-term temptations for the sake of long-term goals. The chapter also discusses the role of temptation bundling and sustaining habits. Clear explains how pairing a desired behavior with an enjoyable activity can make the habit more attractive and motivate its consistent practice. This approach leverages the power of immediate gratification to reinforce positive actions. Clear emphasizes that successful habit maintenance requires adopting a growth mindset. This mindset involves viewing setbacks and challenges as opportunities for learning and improvement rather than as failures. By embracing this perspective, individuals can persevere through obstacles and continue progressing. In conclusion, Chapter 9 underscores the importance of daily consistency in maintaining habits. Clear's insights emphasize the need to focus on the process and commit to long-term improvement. The strategies presented, such as the Seinfeld strategy and commitment devices, provide practical tools for sustaining habits even when faced with challenges. By cultivating a growth mindset and prioritizing daily actions, individuals can overcome plateaus and achieve lasting success in habit formation. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 10, The Habits of Action. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 10 of Atomic Habits requires adopting a growth mindset. Titled The Habits of Action, James Clear explores the importance of taking consistent action to translate intentions into tangible results. He emphasizes that the gap between knowledge and action is where many individuals struggle, and success comes from turning knowledge into actionable habits. Clear introduces the concept of motion V's. Action, highlighting the difference between taking steps that appear productive, motion, and actually producing meaningful outcomes, action. He suggests that many people fall into the trap of excessive planning and preparation without moving into the realm of action. The chapter delves into the concept of habit stacking as a strategy to bridge the gap between motion and action. By pairing a new habit with an existing one, individuals can create a clear cue that triggers the desired behavior. Habit stacking encourages immediate action and reduces the temptation to stay in the planning phase. Clear introduces the concept of implementation, intentions, which involves pre-committing to specific actions in response to certain cues. This technique reduces decision fatigue and increases the likelihood of following through with planned actions. Implementation. Intentions turn intentions into concrete behaviors that can lead to desired results. The chapter also discusses the role of environment in supporting action. Clear argues that designing an environment that minimizes friction and maximizes convenience can facilitate the transition from intention to action. Altering the environment to support the desired behavior creates cues that prompt individuals to take consistent steps. Clear emphasizes that action begets motivation, and that starting with small, manageable actions is key. He introduces the idea of the 2-minute rule, where individuals commit to an action that can be completed in 2 minutes or less. By focusing on taking the first step, people can overcome inertia and initiate the habit. In conclusion, Chapter 10 highlights the significance of turning knowledge into action. Through the establishment of actionable habits, Clear's insights underscore the importance of bridging the gap between intention and action by using strategies like habit stacking, implementation, intentions, and creating an environment that supports the desired behavior. By cultivating the habits of action, individuals can avoid the trap of perpetual planning and achieve real results in their pursuit of personal growth and success. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 11, How to Stay Motivated Every Day. from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 11 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Stay Motivated Every Day, James Clear explores the dynamics of motivation and present strategies to maintain consistent enthusiasm for habits and goals. Clear emphasizes that motivation is not a constant state, but rather a fluctuating force that can be nurtured and harnessed through intentional practices. Clear introduces the concept of the Valley of Disappointment, a period where initial enthusiasm for a new habit wanes and the initial excitement fades. He suggests that progress often slows down during this phase, and individuals may question the value of their efforts. Clear advises that this valley is a natural part of habit formation and that pushing through it is crucial for long-term success. The chapter discusses the importance of having a clear sense of purpose and a deep understanding of why a habit or goal matters. Clear emphasizes that connecting actions to values and long-term goals can sustain motivation during challenging times. He introduces the concept of identity-based habits, where the habit itself becomes a reflection of one's desired identity, further reinforcing motivation. Clear highlights the role of the habit loop in sustaining motivation. When a habit produces immediate satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment, individuals are more likely to stay motivated. Clear recommends focusing on the rewards of a habit and finding ways to make the habit inherently enjoyable. Chapter introduces the concept of rewards that reinforce, where the reward for a habit strengthens the behavior rather than undermining it. Clear emphasizes the importance of aligning rewards with the desired outcome to prevent counterproductive behavior. Clear also addresses the role of community and social support in sustaining motivation. Sharing progress with others and seeking accountability from a supportive network can help individuals stay motivated and committed to their habits. He suggests that the social dimension of habit formation can create a sense of shared purpose and enhance motivation. In conclusion, Chapter 11 underscores the importance of maintaining motivation on a daily basis to ensure consistent progress. Clear's insights highlight the challenges of the Valley of Disappointment and provide strategies to navigate it successfully. By connecting habits to values, reinforcing rewards, and leveraging the power of community, individuals can sustain motivation, overcome obstacles, and achieve lasting success in their pursuit of positive habits and personal growth. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 12, The Secret to Results That Last, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 12 of Atomic Habits, titled The Secret to Results That Last, James Clear delves into the concept of the plateau of latent potential and how breaking through it leads to remarkable long-term results. Clear argues that achieving significant progress requires patience and persistence, as the most substantial gains often come after a period of slow, visible improvement. Clear introduces the principle of the compounding effect, where small, consistent actions accumulate over time to produce substantial outcomes. He likens the process to the growth of a bamboo tree, which spends years developing its root system before shooting up in a matter of weeks. Similarly, habits require consistent effort before reaching a tipping point where progress becomes rapid. The chapter discusses the importance of staying focused on the long-term trajectory rather than fixating on immediate results. Clear suggests that the plateau of latent potential is a period when progress remains hidden and individuals may feel discouraged. He advises that understanding the nature of this phase can prevent frustration and help people stay committed. Clear introduces the concept of the plateau of latent potential, highlighting that this phase often follows a period of rapid improvement. During this plateau, visible progress slows down, and individuals may become frustrated or complacent. Clear advises against giving up during this phase and emphasizes the importance of perseverance. Chapter explores the role of identity in achieving lasting results. Clear suggests that individuals who view themselves as someone who embodies a desired habit are more likely to maintain long-term success. By connecting their identity with positive behaviors, people can overcome challenges and continue progressing. Clear also addresses the importance of setting higher standards for oneself and continually seeking improvement. He introduces the concept of the margin of safety, where individuals aim to perform beyond their target level to account for unforeseen challenges. This strategy helps ensure consistent progress and minimizes the risk of backsliding. In conclusion, Chapter 12 emphasizes the significance of the plateau of latent potential in achieving lasting results. Clear's insights underscore the importance of persistence, patience, and a long-term perspective. By understanding the principles of compounding and focusing on identity-based habits, individuals can navigate the plateau of latent potential and experience substantial, enduring progress in their pursuit of personal growth and success. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 13, How to Stop Procrastinating, Overcome Laziness, and Get Big Things Done, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 13 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Stop Procrastinating, Overcome Laziness, and Get Big Things Done, James Clear delves into the strategies and mindset required to overcome procrastination and tackle significant tasks. He emphasizes the importance of breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable steps to build momentum and combat inertia. Clear introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule as a tool to defeat procrastination. By starting tasks with a small action that takes 2 minutes or less, individuals can overcome the initial resistance and initiate the process of getting things done. The momentum generated from these small actions can lead to further engagement and progress. The chapter discusses the role of commitment devices in overcoming laziness. Clear suggests using strategies that increase the cost of inaction, making it more uncomfortable to avoid tasks. Commitment devices create external pressure that encourages individuals to follow through with their intentions. Clear introduces the concept of habit stacking as a means to overcome the tendency to postpone important tasks. By linking a task that needs to be done with an existing habit, individuals can leverage existing routines to create a cue for the desired action. Habit stacking helps bridge the gap between intention and action. The chapter emphasizes the importance of setting a specific time and place for tasks. Clear argues that designating a precise location and time reduces decision-making and eliminates ambiguity, making it easier to follow through with the intended action. The habit of designating a specific time and location becomes a powerful cue for getting things done. Clear discusses the concept of implementation intentions and overcoming laziness. By pre-committing to a specific plan and visualizing the steps needed to complete a task, individuals increase the likelihood of taking action when the designated time arrives. Implementation intentions create a clear pathway for action and help overcome resistance. In conclusion, Chapter 13 provides insights into strategies for overcoming procrastination and laziness to achieve significant goals. Clear's emphasis on the 2-minute rule, commitment devices, habit stacking, and implementation intentions provides practical tools for initiating action. By breaking tasks into manageable steps, leveraging cues, and setting specific times and places, individuals can overcome inertia, increase productivity, and successfully tackle big tasks. Certainly, Here's a summary of Chapter 14, The 2-Minute Rule, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 14 of Atomic Habits, titled The 2-Minute Rule, James Clear explores the power of starting small and using the 2-minute rule as a tool for building habits. Clear emphasizes that the key to making lasting changes is to initiate action consistently, and the 2-minute rule provides a practical strategy for doing so. Clear introduces the 2-minute rule as a principle that encourages individuals to start habits with actions that can be completed in 2 minutes or less. The simplicity of this rule addresses the initial resistance to action and makes it easier to overcome inertia. By focusing on tasks that require minimal effort, individuals can create a gateway to building more significant habits. The chapter delves into the psychological concept of habit initiation, where the hardest part of forming a habit is often the first step. Clear explains that once the action is initiated, it becomes easier to continue. The 2-minute rule capitalizes on this principle by making the initiation phase manageable and accessible. Clear argues that consistency is more important than intensity when it comes to habit formation. By focusing on taking small actions consistently, individuals can create a positive feedback loop that reinforces the habit. The 2-minute rule encourages building a routine that can be sustained over time, leading to lasting change. The chapter introduces the idea of habit shaping, where individuals gradually increase the complexity of a habit over time. Clear suggests that starting with a simple 2-minute version of a habit helps individuals establish the routine and develop the identity associated with the habit. As the habit becomes ingrained, it can be expanded and refined. Clear also addresses the role of the environment in habit formation. He suggests making cues for desired behaviors obvious and easy to access, while also reducing cues for unwanted behaviors. By shaping the environment to support the 2-minute rule and desired habits, individuals can increase the likelihood of consistent action. In conclusion, Chapter 14 highlights the effectiveness of the 2-minute rule in initiating and building habits. Clear's insights emphasize the importance of starting small, overcoming resistance, and focusing on consistency. By capitalizing on the psychological principle of habit initiation and shaping the environment to support desired behaviors, individuals can use the 2-minute rule as a powerful tool for creating lasting positive changes in their lives. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 15, The Inverse Relationship Between Habits and Willpower, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 15 of Atomic Habits, titled The Inverse Relationship Between Habits and Willpower, James Clear explores the dynamic between habits and willpower, highlighting how developing strong habits can alleviate the reliance on willpower. Clear argues that building effective habits reduces decision fatigue and increases the chances of consistently making the right choices. Clear introduces the concept of decision fatigue, where the mental energy required to make choices throughout the day gradually depletes an individual's willpower. He explains that relying solely on willpower to make positive decisions is unsustainable, as it diminishes over time, making it harder to resist temptations or maintain self-control. The chapter discusses the idea that habits serve as automatic behaviors that require less cognitive effort. Clear emphasizes that by establishing habits, individuals reduce the need to make constant choices and rely less on willpower. Habits become a way to automate positive actions and eliminate the strain of decision fatigue. Clear introduces the habit loop as a mechanism that drives automatic behaviors. This loop consists of the cue, routine, and reward. Once a habit is established, the habit loop operates almost effortlessly, requiring minimal conscious effort. The automatic nature of habits is what allows individuals to bypass the depletion of willpower. The chapter emphasizes that forming habits is not about eliminating the need for willpower entirely, but about reducing its burden. By using willpower strategically to establish habits, individuals can set up a system that functions on autopilot, requiring minimal conscious effort to make the right choices. Clear introduces the idea of decision-free zones, where individuals deliberately remove certain decisions from their daily routine. By predetermining choices and automating behaviors through habits, individuals create mental space and conserve willpower for more critical decisions. In conclusion, Chapter 15 highlights the relationship between habits and willpower. Clear's insights underscore the importance of leveraging habits to mitigate decision fatigue and make consistent positive choices. By understanding the habit loop, strategically using willpower to establish habits, and creating decision-free zones, individuals can set up a framework that relies less on willpower and promotes sustainable, effective behavior change. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 16, How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible. From Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 16 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible, James Clear explores the concept of environmental design and how shaping the environment can influence habit formation. Clear argues that creating an environment that supports positive behaviors and hinders negative ones is a powerful strategy for building effective habits. Clear introduces the idea that the most effective way to change behavior is to change the context, emphasizing that the environment plays a significant role in shaping habits. He introduces the concept of the third law of behavior change, which states that making a behavior easier to do increases the likelihood of it becoming a habit. The chapter discusses the concept of the path of least resistance, where individuals are more likely to choose behaviors that require the least effort. Clear suggests that by altering the environment to make desired behaviors more convenient and undesirable behaviors more difficult, individuals can naturally gravitate toward positive habits. Clear introduces the idea of temptation bundling, which involves pairing a behavior that needs to be done with something enjoyable. This approach leverages immediate gratification to reinforce positive actions and encourages consistency. Temptation bundling combines pleasure with productive habits, making them more appealing. The chapter explores the role of social norms and peer pressure in influencing behavior. Clear suggests that surrounding oneself with individuals who have the desired habits can create an environment that supports positive change. Peer pressure can work in favor of habit formation when the desired behavior aligns with the group's norms. Clear also discusses the concept of habit stacking in relation to environmental design. By linking a new habit with an existing routine, individuals create a clear cue that triggers the desired action. Habit stacking capitalizes on the power of context and existing habits to reinforce the formation of new behaviors. In conclusion, Chapter 16 highlights the significance of environmental design in shaping habits. Clear's insights underscore the importance of creating an environment that makes positive behaviors easy and negative behaviors difficult. By leveraging the path of least resistance, temptation bundling, social norms, and habit stacking, Individuals can set up their surroundings to support the development of effective habits and create an atmosphere where good habits become inevitable and bad habits become virtually impossible to sustain. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 17, The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 17 of Atomic Habits, titled The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change, James Clear introduces a fundamental principle that underpins successful habit formation and behavior change. He emphasizes that the ultimate goal is to align one's identity with the desired habits, leading to lasting transformation. Clear introduces the concept of the two-step process of behavior change, which involves first changing one's identity and self-perception, and then changing the behavior itself. He argues that true behavior change is identity change, and habits are reflections of one's beliefs about oneself. The chapter discusses the idea of identity-based habits, where individuals shift their focus from what they want to achieve, outcome-based habits, to who they wish to become. Clear emphasizes that behavior change is most effective when it aligns with one's identity, making the habit an expression of personal values and beliefs. Clear introduces the concept of affirmation as a tool to reinforce identity-based habits. By stating a positive affirmation that reflects the desired identity, individuals can strengthen their commitment to the associated habits. Affirmations help solidify the connection between identity and behavior. The chapter explores the concept of belief triggers, where individuals use specific cues to remind themselves of their desired identity and associated habits. Clear suggests that pairing an existing habit with a new identity-based habit can create a strong link between the two, reinforcing the desired behavior. Clear also discusses the role of external rewards and punishment in identity-based habits. He argues that while external factors can help initiate habits, true lasting change comes from internal motivation rooted in one's identity. External rewards and punishments are secondary to the intrinsic satisfaction of living in alignment with one's beliefs. In conclusion, Chapter 17 underscores the importance of identity in successful habit formation. Clear's insights emphasize that behavior change is rooted in transforming one's self-perception and beliefs. By adopting identity-based habits, using affirmations, belief triggers, and focusing on intrinsic motivation, individuals can create lasting transformations that align their actions with their desired identity and lead to meaningful, sustainable behavior change. Certainly, here's a summary of Chapter 18, How to Use the 2-Minute Rule, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 18 of Atomic Habits, titled How to Use the 2-Minute Rule, James Clear delves into the practical application of the 2-minute rule in various aspects of life. He demonstrates how this rule can be a powerful strategy for initiating habits, overcoming procrastination, and building a foundation for positive behavior change. Clear introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule as a simple guideline. If a task takes 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. He highlights its versatility and its potential to break down large tasks into manageable steps, making them less daunting and more likely to be accomplished. The chapter discusses the effectiveness of the 2-minute rule in preventing tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. By taking immediate action on small tasks, individuals prevent the accumulation of unfinished work and reduce the burden of unfinished responsibilities. Clear emphasizes the importance of consistency in applying the 2-minute rule. He suggests that by consistently tackling small tasks as they arise, individuals establish a pattern of proactive behavior that carries over into larger tasks. This pattern reinforces the habit taking action and builds momentum. The chapter explores how the 2-minute rule can be used to overcome procrastination. Clear suggests that procrastination often stems from the initial resistance to starting a task, and the 2-minute rule provides a way to bypass this resistance. By focusing on the first 2 minutes, individuals can initiate action and overcome the inertia of procrastination. Clear also addresses the concept of habit stacking in relation to the 2-minute rule. He explains how pairing a new habit with an existing routine can make it easier to integrate the habit into daily life. By using the 2-minute rule to initiate the new habit, individuals can seamlessly incorporate it into their routine. In conclusion, Chapter 18 highlights the practical applications of the 2-minute rule in various aspects of life. Clear's insights emphasize the rule's adaptability, its role in preventing task accumulation, and its effectiveness in combating procrastination. By consistently applying the 2-minute rule, individuals can initiate positive behavior changes, overcome procrastination, and build a foundation of proactive habits that lead to increased productivity and achievement. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 19, The Law of Least Effort, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 19 of Atomic Habits, titled The Law of Least Effort, James Clear explores the principle that humans are naturally inclined to choose the path of least resistance. He discusses how this tendency influences behavior and decision-making, and how understanding the law of least effort can be leveraged to build and maintain positive habits. Clear introduces the idea that humans are hardwired to conserve energy and seek efficiency. He explains that the brain is wired to choose the easiest route to achieve a goal, making it more likely for individuals to select behaviors that require minimal effort. The chapter delves into the concept of cognitive ease, where individuals are more likely to engage in behaviors that are mentally effortless. Clear explains that this preference for cognitive ease drives decision-making and plays a role in shaping habits. Clear discusses the importance of creating an environment that aligns with the law of least effort. By making desired behaviors more convenient and less effort-intensive, individuals can increase the likelihood of following through on positive habits. This involves setting up cues, designing spaces, and arranging routines to support the desired behaviors. Chapter explores the concept of habit stacking in the context of the law of least effort. By integrating habit into an existing routine, individuals capitalize on the familiar and reduce the cognitive effort required to establish the habit. Habit stacking aligns with the brain's preference for cognitive ease. Clear also addresses the role of social influence in the law of least effort. He suggests that by surrounding oneself with individuals who have the desired habits, individuals create an environment where positive behaviors are the norm. Social influence can make adhering to desired habits easier and more natural. In conclusion, Chapter 19 highlights the impact of the law of least effort on behavior and decision-making. Clear's insights underscore the significance of aligning the environment with this principle to promote positive behavior change. By making desired behaviors more convenient, leveraging habit, stacking, and cultivating social support, individuals can harness the law of least effort to their advantage, making it easier to initiate and sustain positive habits that lead to personal growth and success. Certainly. Here's a summary of Chapter 20, The Law of Serendipity, from Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Chapter 20 of Atomic Habits, titled The Law of Serendipity, James Clear explores the role of chance and luck in the process of habit formation and personal development. He discusses how building habits increases the likelihood of encountering fortunate opportunities and how the law of serendipity can lead to unexpected positive outcomes. Clear introduces the concept of the law of serendipity, which suggests that luck often favors those who are prepared. He argues that by consistently taking action and building habits, individuals create a foundation for opportunity to arise. Serendipity occurs when positive habits and deliberate efforts align with unexpected favorable events. The chapter delves into the idea that habits act as little bets that increase the chances of encountering positive outcomes. Clear explains that the more attempts individuals make, the more likely they are to stumble upon unexpected opportunities. Habits provide a structured way to make these little bets and increase the frequency of attempts. Clear discusses how habits create a ripple effect that extends beyond the immediate behavior. He explains that positive habits not only shape individual character and skill, but also influence one's social network and circumstances. As habits compound over time, they increase the potential for chance encounters and favorable circumstances. The chapter explores the concept of habits as networking, where engaging in positive habits expands one's social circle and opportunities. Clear suggests that individuals who consistently show up and engage with their chosen field or community are more likely to connect with like-minded individuals and discover new possibilities. Clear also addresses the role of failure in the law of serendipity. He argues that setbacks and failures are not inherently negative, but rather contribute to the accumulation of experiences that increase the likelihood of discovering fortunate opportunities. Embracing the learning process and continuing to build habits despite failures is key to benefiting from the law of serendipity. In conclusion, Chapter 20 highlights the concept of the law of serendipity and its relationship with habit formation. Clear's insights underscore the importance of consistently taking action and building habits to increase the likelihood of encountering favorable opportunities. By viewing habits as little bets, engaging in positive habits as networking, and embracing failure as part of the process, individuals can position themselves to benefit from unexpected positive outcomes and harness the power of serendipity in their personal and professional lives. Thank you for tuning in to Atomic Habits by James Clear on the Knowledge with Aleem channel. We've explored valuable insights into building effective habits, transforming behaviors, and achieving personal growth. If you found this content helpful and informative, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment below. Your engagement helps us continue to create and share valuable knowledge. Remember, applying these principles in your life can lead to remarkable changes. If you're interested in more content related to self-improvement, learning, and personal development, make sure to subscribe to Knowledge with Aleem and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks again for being part of our community. Keep learning, growing, and striving for your goals. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.